Miss Texas 2024 recently made headlines for being the first immigrant and Ghanaian winner. I want to read a little bit more about her story. I want to read a little bit more about the pageant, and then I can weigh in. Here's what we know about new Miss Texas. Over the weekend, Annette became the first immigrant born and the first Ghanaian to win the title of Miss Texas. Annette was born in Ghana but was raised in Canada and the US. She studied at the University of Texas in Dallas. In 2020, she earned her bachelor's degree in psychology and a Miss Southlake account post. She describes how she lost out on many opportunities as a teenager and college student due to her citizenship status. It wasn't until 2022 that she received US citizenship. In an Instagram post, Annette says that she is humbled, honored, and grateful to be the 87th Miss Texas and hopes to continue making history with the Texas community and the Miss Texas class. By winning the Miss Texas 2024 competition, Annette will receive $20,000 in scholarship money and will represent Texas in the Miss America contest. Annette competed as Miss Southlake this year, but previously held the title of Miss Dallas in 2023. Annette used the pageant's talent contest to shed light on a cause near and dear to her. Her spoken word performance was just the latest show of her commitment to promoting autism awareness, a cause which first touched her heart as a child. Continued in her Instagram post, "It's my mission to amplify the voices of the autistic community and ensure that legislators, decision makers, and community members see and fight for us." Her Miss Southlake social media account documents some of her previous work, including bringing autism awareness to Capitol Hill in March as the only volunteer advocate for Autism Speaks. Congratulations, Miss Texas. So, in general, I just love seeing Black people do well. I love seeing Black people succeed. I don't care where they are from. Now, I do understand why there might be some who might look at this and feel a little slighted that you have someone who was previously an immigrant or who didn't, essentially spend the majority of their life in Texas or in that area representing that state, because Texas is very much a culture. Like, my family's from Texas. I've been there multiple times before. I still have family there, and Texas is very much its own culture. And then even within Texas, you have like subcultures. And so I could see how someone might be a little frustrated that you have somebody coming from another culture who's maybe only lived there a few years now representing that state. I could see how that might make someone feel upset. The reality is the cultural climate of America, it is changing. America has evolved really since day one. I mean, we understand the way that it was originally set up was for white landowning males, and they started to give more rights to women, and then eventually they started to give more rights to like poor white people, and then they started redefining whiteness, and then eventually started trickling down to minorities. And so America has kind of always, it's been on this like slow path of evolvement truly since it began. And there's always been this like push and pull between those who have a more traditionalist mindset and really want to stick to what it originally was meant to be, and then those who are really pushing for a more diverse, open America that really creates room for everybody's experience, for everybody's expression, for everybody's culture to be celebrated. And so you continue to see this tension today. I can't necessarily say that I have the best answer. Currently, she's no longer an immigrant, right? She is fully American citizen. She became an American citizen, I think she said back like in the 2020s, right? So she is technically a US citizen, and technically she is a woman who lives in Texas. So technically she does qualify from being a US citizen to actually living in Texas. But again, I also can understand when you see stories like these or situations like these, how there might be some people in America who feel slighted or feel frustrated when you have people who were immigrant born or coming from other backgrounds coming in and then benefiting from things that someone who was born and raised in that land the entirety of their life, or maybe has generations of family there, may not benefit from. So I can understand that frustration. I'm sure the Native Americans feel the exact same way, more so than everybody. And I think this is kind of a reminder on how the system has never really been perfectly fair. I'm happy for her. She seems like she's a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful dark-skinned Black woman. We need to see positive examples of that. She's doing beautiful, positive things. She's, promoting autism. She's wearing her natural hair. She's, fit. She is in college. She's doing great things. So I'm like, this is the kind of image we need to see of dark-skinned Black woman. I see nothing wrong with her. I celebrate her personally, and I hope she does well. It's a complex situation. I will say I've talked to immigrants. I had an interview over the weekend with a Black British man who's originally from South Africa. And we had a conversation about this. We were talking specifically about, the Black American, African American, foundational Black American, American descendants of slavery, like whatever acronym you use. But we were talking about that and the issues that uniquely impact African Americans or Black Americans versus Africans who come from other parts of the diaspora and come into America. And what should that relationship look like? Who should be really leading the charge in America when it comes to trying to fight for a better future? So we had that conversation, and he was very candid about him believing that's something that should ultimately be something that ultimately should be ran by Black Americans or people who have been in the States for generations. So again, you have some Black immigrants who recognize that the situation can be a little complicated and also want to ensure that they are not aggravating a problem, but doing what they can to try to help support other Black people as much as possible. But it is complicated. It is a bit complicated. My hope already always is to see Black people doing well, period, in a discussion. I celebrate Black people of all different cultural backgrounds, and I love learning about different cultural backgrounds with hope for a reality in which Black excellence is being celebrated, whether it be from Black America, whether it be from across the diaspora, whether it be Africa, the Caribbean, the UK, whatever. That's how I'm looking at things. But I also support whatever systems are going to ultimately make sure that Americans' needs are being met and that things are ultimately fair. And what that looks like exactly, I can't say I have the perfect answers, but I'm certainly open for ideas. I'm certainly open for ideas and conversation about what that might entail. Anyways, what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section. I am happy for her. I want to see more beautiful, dark-skinned, natural hair representations of Black women doing well. I would love to see that. Anyways, those are my thoughts. I'm definitely open to feedback. Let me know down in the comment section. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later, okay? Bye.